So I want to talk about Jaclyn Casey Brown. So this is Jaclyn Casey Brown. Jaclyn Casey Brown was a lawyer and then a judge, and now she's an appeals judge, and she's asking for your retention vote. Sitting here reading the judicial performance evaluations, the Colorado Court of Appeals. So I'll just go ahead and read her performance evaluation. The State Commission on Judicial Performance finds that Judge Jaclyn Casey Brown meets the performance standards. Okay, she passes. Now, how much did she pass by? Did she pass by a whole bunch or a little bit, or what's the deal? And what's her special? What's her prerogative? This screen's a little dirty here. Let's see here. I'll probably just go back. So it looks like she just graduated law school, right? Just graduated law school, turns around, becomes a judge, and now she's an appeals judge. So now she's over all the damn district court judges. Yeah, you better run your damn courts. Listen here, all you damn district court judges. If you don't run a fair trial, I will throw your damn decision out. That trial better be a fair trial. Better be fair and even-handed. Is there a more complimentary term for a judge than fair and even-handed? Is that what they're saying about Jaclyn Casey Brown? By a vote of 11-0. By a vote of 11-0, the State Commission on Judicial... They said yes. The Colorado Statutory Judicial Performance standards are integrity, legal knowledge, communication skills, judicial temperament, administrative performance, and service to the legal profession and the public. They write these paragraphs here. I wish they would actually show us the number of the fucking paperwork and shit in the notes. So, Judge Brown has been on the Colorado Court of Appeals since June 2019, and this is her first retention as a Court of Appeals judge. The commission finds that her opinions are timely, clear, and well-reasoned. At oral arguments, she is well-prepared, succinct in her questions, and respectful. The commission commends Judge Jaclyn Casey Brown for her collegiality and collaboration among her colleagues. The commission applauds her work as co-chair of the court's Inclusivity, Diversity, Equity, and Anti-Racism Committee. That's pretty cool. And anti-racist. All right. So that's sweet. Jaclyn Casey Brown is an anti-racist. Her focus on judicial training and well-being and her active participation in several laudable projects in the bar associations. Holistic. Why don't the judge take a holistic approach? The big picture holistic approach. The commission also recognizes her clear enthusiasm for her work on the bench. One survey question asked whether Judge Brown met judicial performance standards. 85% of the attorneys and 90% of judges responded with yes, meaning that 10% of the judges said no, she does not meet, and 15% of the attorneys says no, she does not meet the performance standards. Now that's interesting. I want to hear what those people have to say. She received an overall score of 3.5 on a 4.0 score. That's a 75%. That's C. That's not a B. That's not an A. That's a C. The commission finds that Judge Brown, Jaclyn Casey Brown, is a valuable addition to the Court of Appeals. Are they just kissing her ass so they'll get a decision from her later on? To conduct our evaluation. The commission interviewed Judge Jaclyn Casey Brown. Judge Brown reviewed her self-evaluation, observed oral arguments, and considered survey responses from attorneys and judges. The commission is concerned about Judge Brown's overextending herself with too many professional commitments, encourages her to employ strategies to trim down such commitments. You're doing too much. You work too hard. You're too smart and beautiful and just wonderful in every way. Can you tone down your wonderfulness? Judge Brown recognized the need to do this in her self-evaluation and interview. Judge Brown also recognized the need to improve her administrative skills, especially in the areas of hiring, delegation, and managing employees. So basically, they're like, her self-evaluation, we agree with. Yes, sirree. Yep. What you've been farting too many times at the bench, and it's just you're going to contempt yourself. I agree. She could cut down the farting up on the benches. The commission encourages Judge Brown, not Joe Brown, Jaclyn Casey Brown, to learn from fellow judges and other professional resources to improve these skills. Judge Brown also expressed her plan to continue increasing her knowledge of criminal law. I also plan on reading more law. You know, that is awesome. Some of these motherfuckers just think they've learned everything that needs to be known, and then they just fucking quit fighting these charges. I've had to come up with a coherent legal philosophy that's rooted in Colorado law. Oh, I just needed to read all the damn laws. So it's there's so many fucking laws out there, and there's crossover and this and that, and how there's no way. No, you have to keep on learning, and then they pass brand new laws every year, so you have to keep on learning. You have to keep on reviewing and learning. And Judge Brown joined the Colorado Court of Appeals in 2019. That's when I moved to Costilla from 2016 to 2019. She served as the district court judge in the 17th Judicial District. That's Adams County and Broomfield County. The Adams County, like John Adams. The Adamses. The Adams family. District court judges. Let's see. She presided over domestic relations, civil matters. She earned her undergraduate degree from the University of Colorado, graduating summa cum laude. She earned her law degree from Washington University School of Law. Wait a second. So she got her undergraduate degree from Colorado and then went to Washington State? What, the law schools around here weren't good enough? You didn't like the law schools in Colorado? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Miss Thang? Miss Thang, huh? So she got her college, her basic college here, but then her law degree, she went to Washington University, graduated in the top 10%, which up in Washington, are they even that smart up there? Judge Brown was a partner in the Denver, Washington. Isn't that where Rambo, damn cops in Washington created Rambo? Why wouldn't they just let Rambo be? John Rambo was mourning the loss of his friend, man. Just let him wander on through town. What the hell? Judge Brown was a partner in the Denver office of Lewis Rothgerber Christie LLP. Too many fucking partners. It was okay with just Rothgerber. Christie Lewis. Huey Lewis in the news, where she litigated complex civil matters in several states. Judge Brown is a member of the National Association of Women Judges and the Colorado Women's, Colorado LGBT, Denver, Adams, Broomfield, Heart of the Rockies, and Fremont Custer Bar Association. I'm just a part of too many professional associations. She's a graduate of the Colorado Bar Association Leadership Training Program and a fellow of the Colorado Bar Foundation. Judge Brown has been involved in several community organizations, including the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless and Curious Theater Company. Woo! So that is a mouthful. Jaclyn Casey Brown, do you have any place for an intelligent progressive? You need a secretary? Do you need somebody to do some briefings? Do some research? Compile some information about the soil and water? Then I'm your guy. So let's see here. Jaclyn Casey Brown. We don't really learn much from these. So we're going to have to, let's see. She admitted to practice before Colorado State Courts, U.S. District Court, the U.S. District 10th Circuit, U.S. Supreme Court. She has admitted to practice before it. Okay. Has she before the U.S. Supreme Court? And then she's an appeals judge. We don't even talk about anything about the judges. What about grand jury? Let's see, your appeal. So basically, you just got to make sure it's all fair for everybody. I just got this article here, and I think I'll just have to read it verbatim. And no, maybe not. Oliver Cromwell. Okay, life sentence for child murderer. 7 questions. Let's do the life sentence for the child murderer. So this is a case. I'm not sure how the appeal is going to pan out. If it comes up here. A man serving a life sentence for murdering. Life sentence overturned for child murder as appeal court finds mishandling of juror dismissal. Okay, you want the courts to convict a child murderer, but I guess you want the courts to be fair. You just sent it back, right? You didn't just overturn it and let the person go. No, okay. So a man serving a life sentence for murdering his girlfriend's child will receive a new trial after the Court of Appeals determined an Arapahoe County judge improperly responded to the dismissal of a black man from the jury. Well, what the fuck? Arapahoe County judge is like, oh, well, you do have that black skin there. Well, sir, it's actually brown now. Are they KKK up there? What's going on in Arapahoe County, motherfuckers? Bunch of white supremacist piles of shit. The U.S. Supreme Court's forbidden prosecutors to excuse people from jury service based on their race. Trial judges apply a 3-step process to determine whether such an excusal indicates likely discrimination. In this instance, District Judge Carlos A. Samore Jr., who's now a state Supreme Court justice, just move them on up. Just keeps on promoting the incompetence. Just here in Colorado, shit doesn't run downhill. It actually runs uphill. Wrongly allowed a prosecutor to offer additional non-racial justifications for the dismissal during the appeal, went beyond those she offered at the trial. Spokesperson for the 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office, which prosecuted the original case, did not have an immediate comment on the ruling, but noted the prosecutors involved are no longer with the office. A jury convicted Theodore Israel Madrid in 2012 of first-degree murder and child abuse resulting in death. Madrid argued that the death of his girlfriend's 2-year-old son was an accident while he was babysitting. At the time of his arrest, Madrid told Aurora police he was drunk and high and that he had body slammed the toddler while wrestling with him. And he received a sentence of life in prison. So he was playing with him and just body slammed him and ended up killing him. A black man identified as Juror T was in the juror pool from Madrid's trial. The Arapahoe County prosecutor asked Juror T only 4 yes or no questions over the course of 1 minute, to which Juror T replied with a single word or only a few words in response to the prosecutor's last question. Do you have a good joke? Juror T answered, I'm the joke. When the unidentified prosecutor used her ability to strike a juror from the pool without an excuse known as a peremptory strike and applied it to Juror T, the defense objected, saying Juror T was asked a few questions by both parties and gave very short answers and seemed to be unbiased. The prosecutor responded that we don't know very much about him. He has a hearing issue, it appears, and he's sort of completely non-responsive. She added, terribly uncomfortable with him, where we have very little information. When Madrid appealed his conviction, he argued the prosecution's decision to excuse Juror T violated the U.S. Supreme Court precedent against race-based dismissals. What the fuck, you racist sons of bitches? You're letting criminal motherfuckers go away because you're a fucking racist. In a landmark Batson v. Kentucky decision, a majority of justices decided that excluding members of one racial group from a jury undermined public confidence in the justice system. Yeah, a jury of my peers, it's a rainbow coalition. Give me an all black, all brown, or all white jury. Consequently, or, mixed, which should be maybe 50-50. Consequently, defendants may now raise a Batson challenge if they suspect a prosecutor is using a peremptory juror strike to get rid of someone based on their race. After the defense raises the issue to a judge, the prosecution has the chance to provide non-racial reasoning for the dismissal. The defense, so that's good. She's basically saying don't be a fucking racist. But what happened to the case? Okay, so you say, okay, the conviction is thrown out and then they redo the case. Subsequent Court of Appeals panel determined Seymour's analysis was a lack and sent the case back for a more detailed review. Seymour again concluded the dismissal of Juror T did not violate Batson. Madrid appealed again. He argued some more after the first appeal mistakenly allowed the prosecution to offer additional reasoning for dismissing Juror T beyond the facts stated at trial. For example, she now claimed Juror T was slow to take his seat, appeared unhappy to be on the jury, and she thought she remembered him sighing. Juror T gave her the impression, she said, of, "I don't want to be here and I'm not engaging with you." The Court of Appeals agreed with Madrid a second time, and Judge Jaclyn Casey Brown explained in a May 27th opinion that the prosecutor's original reasons for excusing Juror T were not the justifications Seymour relied upon during his second analysis of the Batson challenge. I could see it going both ways. She could have just, wrote a couple things down, not thinking it was going to be an issue. Now that it's an issue, she's kind of thinking of the whole thing. I don't know. I can see it going both ways, too. Maybe she's latently racist, and maybe she was blatantly being racist. Of the 10 reasons that the court articulated in support of its ruling, 7 included reference to prospective Juror T not wanting to be there. Brown wrote of the 3 remaining justifications, those do not relate to the prosecution's articulated race-neutral reasons for striking prospective Juror T. The appellate panel also criticized Seymour for injecting his own reasoning for excusing Juror T. At the time of the Batson challenge, Seymour said, "I remember him sort of slowly walking to the front of the courtroom, sort of dragging his feet and just seeming like he was unhappy that he had been called. It's improper for a trial court to offer its own race-neutral reason for the prosecution's use of a peremptory strike." Brown noted the panel clarified that its ruling did not mean the prosecutor actually had racial motivations in striking Juror T. The court reversed Madrid's convictions and ordered a new trial. Okay. So they reversed the convictions, and ordered a new trial. Now, if it was an accident, because you only hear his testimony, life in prison, if you only hear his testimony, he was playing with him, and if you believe him, it'd be hard to put him in jail for life. Now, if you think he's a violent piece of crap and he wasn't wrestling with him, but he actually, just got mad at him and kept on hitting him, telling him he was crying and he couldn't get him to cry, and he just kept on hitting him. And then Batson is a rare invitation for judges, especially appellate judges, to denounce structural discrimination. Okay. Supporters have argued that Batson challenges may be the strongest method for now of combating racism in the courtroom. I like all this. So, Jaclyn Casey Brown, that's not... unlike other doctrines, Batson's automatic reversal remedy allows judges to attach consequences to their words. The case is People v. Madrid. The People v. Madrid. So, that was May 27th, 2021. I wonder how that case turned out. Here is a bunch of questions. People v. Madrid. Oh, I got the summary. Batson v. Kentucky, 1986. Okay, we'll take a look at that. 7 questions here. cl.cobar.org. And apparently this is before she became a judge or before appeals judge or something. She's running for something, and there's Judge Marie Avery Moses, and I guess the same 7 questions. I'm just going to read the questions and answers. So let's see. We've heard about her resume. I mean, she's a fucking judge, right? Who gives a shit what the fuck she did in the past? What kind of judge is she going to be? A fair and even-handed judge? Or some kind of biased, prejudicial, fake judge? An imposter judge? She's going to be a judicial referee? Or she's going to be an asshole that puts the thumb on the scales of one side or the other? What do you think will change most within the judicial branch in the next decade? My hope is that the face of the judicial system, this is Judge Brown, Jaclyn Casey Brown. My hope is that the face of the judicial system will change the most in the next decade. And I mean that literally. I hope that more people of color, more LGBTQ plus folks, more women, and more people from different cultures, backgrounds, and experiences join us on the bench. Our work only benefits from having diverse viewpoints represented. What's the biggest differences between your last job and your new job? Even though both were judicial positions, there are so many differences between serving as a district court judge and serving as an appellate judge. The trial court judges truly are in the trenches. They make hundreds of consequential decisions each day, look litigants in the eyes while delivering the worst news, and bear witness to some of the most devastating of human events. But they can also make a real and meaningful difference in the lives of the individuals who appear before them. Let me shout from the rooftops to my trial judge colleagues, you do amazing work. I miss seeing the direct human impact of the decisions I make, and besides, and because I'm a litigator at heart, I miss trial. But I love my work at the Court of Appeals. It is more consistently cerebral and collaborative. I take pride in error correction because it ensures that our imperfect justice system operates as best as it can, and I enjoy untangling knotty legal puzzles. In my current position, I have the power, opportunity, and responsibility to make a much broader impact by clarifying and shaping Colorado law. What's the biggest challenge you have faced? What's the biggest challenge Judge Brown has? In August 2017, I started the most intense trial of my life. Just celebrated 1 year on the district court bench. My son had just turned 2. I was 36 years old, and I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer that had metastasized to my lymph nodes. I had been misdiagnosed 8 months, I've been misdiagnosed 8 months earlier when my doctor dismissed my concerns about a lump. After all, I was young and only recently stopped breastfeeding. I ignored my nagging intuition, did not ask her to run the test anyways, and then life and work got busy. Thankfully, a lengthy trial settled at the 11th hour, so I made another appointment. This time, the test confirmed the worst. I had every treatment, underwent every procedure imaginable, chemotherapy, surgery, radiation, more chemotherapy. Although I received enormous support, what about marijuana, hemp oil from my colleagues, I still worked full-time, taking off only chemo days because the work gave me purpose. I was so grateful for my job. It allowed me to focus on something bigger and more important than myself. I'm now 3 years cancer-free. Look forward to many more trips around the sun. I chose to share my story now as a cautionary tale. In this profession, our physical and mental health are often a low priority. I hope we could change that. Take time to care for yourself, trust your instincts, and advocate for yourself as you would for your client. So we need more love for the judges. We're only making $100,000 a year, and we have all the damn authority and power in the world. We're the damn oligarchs of Colorado, and we need some more TLC. We need to take our naps. What books are you currently reading? The Rose Code, a novel. Kate Quinn, World War II, Lady Espionage, The Conversation. Robert Livingston. Favorite show to binge watch? Schitt's Creek, Ted Lasso. Secret artistic talent. She could tap dance if you could magically without any effort. Since I know you don't really have any spare time, learn one new skill. What would it be and why? To learn a new language, or 7. And there you go. That's Judge Brown. Casey Brown. Jaclyn, right? Jaclyn. You got to say it like Jocelyn. Jaclyn Casey Brown. Jaclyn Casey Brown. I actually wish her well. I was trying to be like sort of sarcastic with this whole thing because they don't tell us what the hell's going on. And actually still, the little bit I know, you still have to vote no. Again, you can't vote yes on any of the damn judicial retention election. Do you want her or nobody, huh? Do you want her or nobody? I guarantee if you vote no, she'll get 75%, if not more, retained. She'll get a 75%, if not higher, retention rate. Mark my words, Colorado. Mark my words.